Hi guys, I thought I would just do a little face-to-face video with you guys to give you a little bit of an update on what's been happening in my scrap room and some things I've been buying. So, as you guys know, I recently switched my scrap room around quite significantly. I'm in a whole new room. I have a YouTube video that shows a tour of this room, and I actually just filmed a whole new scrap room tour. I know it hasn't been that long, and my scrap room tours are really lengthy. I get into a lot of details and I show the contents of almost every drawer just because those are the videos that I love to watch. I love to see a good hour-long scrap room tour. I just press play and I can just kind of settle in with a cup of coffee or tea or something and just sit back and enjoy. I find them really relaxing. I also really like finding out what other people are doing to store their things. So I did film a new one, so keep an eye out on my channel for that because I made pretty significant changes to my room. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to. No, my computer won't let me move it. There's something behind my phone there, so I can't move it. But I basically brought 6 more Jetmax cubes up from downstairs and installed them over there, and I'm loving it. So I have a video to talk all about that. But in the process of changing around my scrap room, one of the things I did was I installed, ta-da, punches behind my door, and I decided that I needed a better paper storage solution. So I went to Amazon, and when I first started coming up with paper storage, there weren't many options around here locally, and I wasn't an Amazon Prime member, and I didn't even really shop on Amazon very often, so I didn't have as many options. But now there are lots and lots of options. So I bought some of these cardboard scrap rack boxes, which you all probably already have, but I didn't. So I'm really happy to have these. They come in a package of 6, and they come all flat. No, they come in a package of 5, and they come all flat. It's by Totally Tiffany. It says Paper Junkie paper storage boxes, and they fit together super easily. The instructions are really easy to follow. You basically just press everything down and it automatically forms a nice cute box. You guys probably already have these, but I am really happy to have 5 of these in which I can just store stuff, because I have a couple of big red, that's my small lac bookshelf, but I have another red lac bookshelf over there. And the shelves are very big, and it's nice to have some ways to divide things up in it. So I got 5 of these for that. So I'm super pumped to be able to start putting stuff in those. And then I also got a cropper hopper, and cropper hopper is something, I know it's not new and cutting edge in any way, but cropper hopper is one of those classic storage options that is still around for a reason. It's because they really work. And so I do have one other 12 by 12 cropper hopper container like this. This is just the paper holder. I had one that was just a paper holder, and it actually had some other files and stuff in it, and I used that one quite a lot, but I only had the one, and I felt like I really wanted another one. What I really like about it is that it will fit in the Jetmax or Recollections cubes. It's tight, like it'll barely fit, but it will fit. So I just wanted to have another, and I couldn't afford to buy a whole bunch, so that's why I got the Tiffany one, these Tiffany cardboard ones, for most of my paper storage needs. And they will go on the red shelf, but then I decided to get one more of these so that I could have 2. I also have 2 letter sized ones, but I don't think they're cropper hopper brand. They're some other brand. But anyhow, I got the it says Storage Solutions Vertical Variety Pack. That's what the package looks like. And it comes with not only the one paper holder, but it also comes with, I thought this was really interesting looking, and I wasn't sure what I would think about it, and I'm going to give it a try, and I'll let you know. But it comes with 2 of these, and these are embellishment or page kit storage folders, I guess. It has a large section here for 12 by 12 paper, and then it has these 3 pockets. It looks like this pocket will hold a package of thickers, so let's try it out. Okay, so if you fold the little label on your thickers, yes, it will fit a package of thickers, and it will fit other things in these other pockets. So I think it might be an interesting way to store kits. So there's 2 of those in that package. And then there are 2 of these thin paper folders. And I don't really know if I have a use for these, but I have them. So if I find a use, I'll put them to use and I'll let you know. If you have these, let me know how you use them, because I'd love to get some ideas on how I can get all of the different things I have going on in my room working for me for the best. So then the other thing that I got was 3 sets of dies. So this is a die that I got because, as you guys know, I recently joined the My Monthly Hero kit. I'm just looking at the kit, it's up there. And I'm not going to be, my plan is not to subscribe to that for too long. I just want to get a sense of what they send, share it with you guys, and also try something other than lawn fawn. Most of my card making has been lawn fawn, and let me remember to talk to you guys about that towards the end of this video. One of the things that I noticed when I was just looking through Instagram at the My Monthly Hero hashtag is that I think last month there was a die that was very similar to this. It wasn't this one, because this one isn't Hero Arts, but there was some type of a sunburst type of a die that either came with the last kit or was an add-on or something, because people were using it. And I have a stencil like this, but I don't have a die, so I decided to get this. It's one of those dies that is the entire size, like it is the size of the front of a card. And so I got this, and I've already made a card with it. I've actually already made 2 cards with it. Oops, upside down. There we go. So kind of cute, eh? These are 2 different kind of techniques. I'll show on the video what's the difference between the 2 of them, because I do have a process video coming for that. But this is a new to me die design company called Gina Marie Designs. So first of all, it says here, Gina Marie Design Dies work with all leading die cut machines. Our products are made by top manufacturers to ensure quality. We try to make all our products in the USA whenever possible. Thank you for supporting a small business. And they are based in Michigan. And this die is called Sunburst. And I got this on eBay. And she sent me this really sweet note that says, I can fit 5 or 6 dies in a package to Canada for the same shipping cost. Just send me a message if you order any more, and I can combine. So that I thought that was a really sweet touch, that she noticed that I paid like basically the same price as the die I paid for shipping. The die was $10 and shipping was $10. So that was nice of her to just kind of notice that. And then there's another little note here and her business card here, so I thought I would share that with you guys. So her website is shopscrapbook101.com. So I thought I would share that with you guys. Gina Marie Designs, maybe you guys already know about this, but I didn't know about it, so I thought I'd share, pass it along. I like this die, so not only did I want to show you the die, but I wanted to show you how it works, because some dies you buy and they just don't work so well. So it does work really well, and I just wanted to give you a sense that most of these Starburst pieces just fall right out without even trying, and then the last little ones you just kind of push them out and they completely come off. And as you can see, it's a really nice crisp cut, and this is without any special cutting plates. This is just going through, I think I ran this one through my Spellbinders Epic 6 and just with the regular cutting mats. So that is nice to know that it cuts so well. I'm always a little leery because I have had some bad experiences with dies. Speaking of which, I also bought these dies, and maybe this is well known, but these dies are not very good. So I've always wanted, I don't really buy many dies anymore because I feel like I already have a whole lot of supplies, but I have always wanted to have a couple of intricate doily dies. And I think I got this on eBay too, or maybe on Amazon. But I think I ordered them a very long time ago and they just came recently, so I'm not sure where on earth I ordered them from. But I tried to run this one. This one is called Parisian Lace. And I tried to run this one through, and when I knew it was an intricate die and that it might not work, very well without using the special cutting plate and stuff. So sure enough, this is how it looks when you run it through just a regular die cutting sandwich. So just like the base plate and then 2 cutting plates. Of course, that doesn't work very well. No surprise there. So I decided to run it through with the Basic Grade Precision Cutting Mat, which is this. It is a metal plate that's specifically used for making precision cuts using intricate dies. So I ran it through with that, and I always run it through twice when I do that. So I ran it through with that, and it still didn't cut very well. And then I ran it through again with that and also a shim, and it still didn't cut very well. So then I went to Google and put in the name of the die. So I put Prima Die Parisian Lace Problems. And I got a Prima video that shows people cutting with this very die. And it works for them, but it just doesn't work for me. I can't get it to work. And so then one of the things that they said was to use the packaging as a shim. And so this piece of cardstock that comes in the package is actually a little bit thicker than the shims that I was using. So I thought, okay, I'll give that a try. So I ran it through, as you can tell. I ran it through and it did a nice job of embossing my packaging, but it still did not cut the intricate details of this die. So this one is a fail. So not too happy about that, but I thought I would share it with you guys. If you guys have any tips for me on how I can get this part of this die to cut out, please let me know. But I suspect that I just made a bad purchase and probably should have checked out whether it works very well before I purchased it. So there's that. And I also bought this in the same transaction, and this one is called Emmanuel Fleur. Wait a minute, is that maybe the French? No, I think that's just, it is a French title. So Emmanuel Fleur is the name of this one, and it is these 3 flowers, and I specifically like this one that looks more like a doily. That's part of the reason why I bought this set. And I just skipped right to the running it through with the precision cutting, and also using this packaging, this cardstock in the packaging as the shim. Ran it through my Big Shot, and on the first try, this is what I got. So yes, this one does cut. Oh, also I tried that other die with much thinner paper, and it also didn't work. These ones, however, are much better news. As you can see, they're really intricate and they cut quite nicely. I'll just put them all facing forward for you. This one looks like it didn't cut nicely, but I actually didn't have that positioned well in my cutting mats. It was kind of like hanging out. There was only a mat under it and not over it, so that's why that one didn't cut as well. But under those circumstances that they recommend that you use, which is precision cutting mat, thin paper, die, and then also this piece of cardstock as the shim, run it through twice, this is what I got. So this is much more favorable, and I really like these. They're really cute. I especially like this one, the reason that I bought it. Really cute. I like that. And one tip that I have for getting these ready to use is to definitely use one of these tools. Basically, this is a Sizzix one, but you can get them by different companies. I have a couple of them actually. I think Spellbinder sent me one too, so you can, oh yeah, this is their Tool-in-One by Spellbinder, so that would work fine too. So anyhow, and then you just get a piece of soft foam. This isn't like mouse pad foam. This is yuck. It makes me I have sensory issues when it comes to foam stuff, and I don't like that, but it does do a really good job. Basically, when you first cut this, all those little holes will have little tiny pieces of paper in them, so you just put it on the yucky feeling foam and cringe while you just go like this and rub the bristles of this brush all over it, and the little pieces of paper kind of come out, and you have a really pretty intricate die. Those are, I think that's all that I've bought in the past probably 3 or 4 or 5 months. It's been since about, I guess, March since I've bought anything scrapbooking, so that's pretty good, eh? couple storage things and a couple dies. One was a fail, but that's all right. Oh, and I also got the my monthly Hero Arts kit, which I showed in a separate video. So the other thing I thought I would do is a project share, and so I wanted to show you guys. Oh, this is my daughter's scrapbook page. Look at this. Haha, she scrapbooked. Her friend came over and she used pop dots and a little folded thing there. That's cute. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the projects that I've been working on. If you follow my channel, you may have seen the process videos for some of these. I have done, these are all of the pages that I've done since I moved into this room, which was in June. So I've been pretty productive, actually. So I have this one, Junior Camp Leader, which is on my channel. And this one was really fun to make. I really liked diving into my stash and using some supplies that have been sitting around in my drawers for a really long time. And there's a process video for this one. There's this double page right here. And this is on my channel as well. It's called Pool Getaway. And for all three of these double pages, what I was doing was trying to see how quickly you can make one of these page kits, because I've been scrapbooking since 2009 and I have never done one of those page kits. And people talk about them all the time, and I thought, why haven't I done one of those? So when Close to My Heart sent me some goodies that included a scrapbooking kit, I thought, I'm going to totally do that and see just how quickly you can do one of these page kits. And it turns out really quick, because I did all three of these double page layouts in 3 hours. There's a video on my channel about it. Now I did go back, I took about an hour on a separate occasion to go back and really personalize, and I added from my stash to them as well. But I'm pretty pleased with how they turned out. So these are on my channel. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking you through them, because if you're interested in seeing them in more detail, you can just check out the video. I know sometimes you guys say that you like seeing these sorts of recap videos from me, and then you can pick and choose which process videos to watch and which process videos you're just not so interested in. So I hope that this helps with that. This one is called Beach Girls on the Run, and this one was a lot of fun to make. This was one of the most satisfying layouts that I've made in a long time, because I really enjoyed it. I used my Wheel of Wonder spinner and challenged myself. I had to use 2 stencils and I forget what the other thing was, and a tag maybe? I can't remember what I was supposed to do, but I did challenge myself with my Wheel of Wonder, which is like a scrapbooking spinner. That was a really fun one to make, so check that one out on my channel. Here is another one called Muddy Face. This one was really fun too, because it gave me a chance to use some mixed media after taking a bit of a break from doing those sorts of pages, so that was really nice. Then I have this Anniversary Lunch, which is one that I made when I first moved into this room, and this one is on my channel, of course. Then this one is Sorrento, and it's on my channel, and it's a monochromatic black and white one, whereas the other one is monochromatic yellow with black and white. And last but not least, but actually first, is All the Good Things. And this was the first page that I made in my new room, and so it's very special to me for that reason, and it's also about my new room. So there's a picture of it right there. So these pages are all ready to go into my album, but I don't have any albums, so they're just gonna sit here for a while and hang out until I come up with a solution of A, buying an album, and B, finding out where to put any more albums, because I have no places to put albums anymore either. So that's a bit of a problem. Oh, another new thing in my scrap room is this personal planner. So I just filmed a video about it, so check it out if you want to see my new personal planner. Thank you to the personal planner people, because they sent me this and I love it. They I ordered it and personalized it. So that is something for you guys to look at as well on my channel. And I also have a giveaway, so I'll be giving away one of these planners. So definitely check out this video if you're interested in winning one of these awesome personalized planners. Love these. Been using them for 2 years. They sent me one last year, and I liked it so much that I bought another one for myself because I just had another reason to have one, and now this is my third one that I've owned, and I've chosen 3 different sizes each time, well, a different size each of the 3 times, so that I have a good sense of what they have to offer and what the sizes are like. So check out that video because it does show that as well. So now, the other thing that I've been doing this month, besides, or these couple of months, besides all of those scrapbooking pages, is I've done all of these cards, plus some. I've given some away, actually. So I wanted to show you some of the cards that I've been making. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about my approach to card making. So the first ones I'll show you are all with the My Monthly Hero scrapbooking, or no, card making kit from Hero Arts. And this is my most recent 2 cards using that kit. The stamps and the dies, and then also the new dies that I just showed you, like the die that I just showed you. So I do have a process video showing these being made. I don't have a process video about this one, but this one is basically just I used the die from the kit and watercolored it, and it is gorgeous. I really love how that die looks. It's hard to go wrong with that die. It's just so pretty. So then I have these 2, and I think I do have a video on my channel about these 2. Oops. Right here. I made them together, and one of them has that really fluffy foam on it that also one of these has, and that came in the kit. There was a fluffy embossing powder, and when you use it with the glossy, like the varnish pen that they sent you, it's like a puffy glue pen. Almost like glossy accents, but when you use the 2 of them together, the embossing powder puffs up and becomes really fluffy like that. It's actually hard, like it feels kind of like soap, actually. Yeah, it tastes a little, it feels a little bit like soap. I made these 2 cute little simple basic cards using older Lawn Fawn stamps. I made this and another one like it that was actually quite a bit more striking, but I already gave it away to somebody. And then I made these, there's 3 of these, so these 2 using Mama Elephant stamps and Lawn Fawn dies, and I might have given away the other one. Yep, I did. And then I made these using Lawn Fawn dies and Lawn Fawn 6x6 paper pads. All right, I made these when Stephanie was here. These are Stephanie's dies. I think they're paper smooches. I love that bird so much. I had to make some cards with him. He's just so cute. I cut him out, and then I stamped him on this circle, and well, I colored him in before I cut him out. I just hand cut him. Oh, and there's another scraggler. He's so cute. Oh, there's the other Mama Elephant unicorn. I think there's a process video about that one. Oh, right, and then I made these reveal wheel cards. So these were way more elaborate. So this was something that one of my patrons challenged me to do, and I just went off in a totally different direction. I'm not good with following directions. But anyhow, this is the card that I came up with, which is not at all what she challenged me to do, but that's okay. So there we go, those 2. And this one, I do have a process video. If it's not out already, it's going to be out soon about this one. And last but not least, this is a complete, almost 100% scrap lift from Melissa Stinson. This was really fun to make. I made very minor changes to it, but basically my lesson here was I learned how much I like this tone-on-tone white with this just like a circle that has pops in it. I really like this. So I'm trying to learn cards, and some of that means copying what other people do, and I find that I don't always know what it is that I like about a design until I start making it, and I might, as I'm making it, try changing different things and realize, nope, I don't like that. And that helps me to realize what exactly I like about it, because I knew I liked this card, but I didn't know what until I was putting it together, and I thought, yeah, normally I would probably use a patterned paper for my background on a card because I'm very smitten with patterned paper. I'm not very good at using white, and so this whole like white on white for the sentiment and the card background was new for me, and so that was actually really good learning that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So that's that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, like just as a scrapbooker going into the domain of card making, is that a lot of the principles are the same. You've got, you know, repetition, a visual triangle is always nice, contrast, alignment. Those principles all really still hold for card design. It's just that your canvas is so much smaller, but also you don't have to do so much with it because you're not having to tell a story and get a title in and do a date and also incorporate a photo. So it's very freeing in many ways. And one thing that I find as a scrapbooker delving into the card making world is that there are a lot of supplies that card makers use that scrapbookers don't necessarily use, particularly stamps and dies. And I found it really overwhelming just looking out there at all of the things that you could get. And I mean, there are many, many, many companies, and each company has many, many, many lines. And there are a lot of similar, like there's a lot of overlap between what's out there. And so what I decided would be my personal approach, and this isn't the only way to do it, but what has been working really well for me for the past year or so that I've been making more cards, is I have decided to focus on one single card making company, and that is Lawn Fawn, if you couldn't tell, because I find that, you know, like I liked the mermaids, and so Lawn Fawn makes mermaids, but there's a couple of other companies, probably several other companies that make a similar mermaid cutesy little stamp set that has coordinating dies. And I just found that I had to find a company that had a look that I really liked, and then I wanted to just stick with that company, because generally speaking, all of the things that one company makes coordinates and matches better with all of the other things that that one company makes versus another company's products. So for example, I have all of these stamp sets here from Lawn Fawn, and I also have all of the shapes from Lawn Fawn, like all the backgrounds that work well together. So the stitched hillside border coordinates really well with the stitched hill tree border or the village border or whatever. Like they have the exact same angles, so you can layer them together, and that is really, really helpful. And also just like the rectangles, these rectangles line up really well with these rectangles and other rectangles. And so I just find that having supplies from one single company really helps me to keep my spending under control, although not really, because I spend a lot. But yeah, I probably would spend more, and it also helps me to just be sure that all of my supplies work well together. Now, I do have the odd set from some other company, but generally speaking, sticking with one company has been really, really helping me. It also keeps me from wanting a lot of things, because I don't even look at what other companies make. So Stephanie was here the other day, and she had her stamps with her, and I was looking at them and I'm like, wow, these are so cute, wow, these are so cute, and these are so cute. She had 4 or 5 different companies, and they're all things that I haven't even seen, because I don't even look at what anybody does other than Lawn Fawn, because it's like, I don't even want to know. I want to have blinders on, and I'm just going to stick, not because I'm not flexible, but just because otherwise I would want all of the paper smooches, and I would want all of the whatever the alley thing is, and all. I don't even want to know what the companies are, because I don't want to have to need those items. So that can be one way, that you can, as a scrapbooker, be more careful in kind of wading into the card making world and not be so overwhelmed, and also control your spending. So I just wanted to make a really quick note about Patreon. So I am over on Patreon. So Patreon is a website that you can go to support YouTube creators and other creatives that you like their work and would like to support them in order to help them keep on creating the things that you love consuming. And so I joined Patreon in, I think, January of last year, and it went really, really well for me. I was really enjoying it and had a really great community over there. Still do. Thank you guys. I love ya. And in April, though, my family was going through some changes and some stresses, and I really had to take a look at what I was putting into my creative world versus my home family world and my work world. And so I did have to cut back on my time scrapbooking, and that put me in a position where I was either going to have to cut back on YouTube content or Patreon content. And I decided to cut back on Patreon content because for me, YouTube is where my heart is. It's where I started. I have great feelings of loyalty and love for YouTube, and so I definitely didn't want to pull out of the time that I was putting into just my general public YouTube channel. And so what I decided to do was to change my Patreon page so that it was no longer a fee for content type of a service. Instead, it's just a pay what you can tip type of service. And so what that means is that if you like what I do on this channel, you can give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment, share the video somewhere with someone that you think might like it, subscribe to my channel, and go join my Facebook group. Those are all ways that you can support me as a creator, interact with my videos. That's really the best thing that you can do to support me as a creator. And if you would like to do more, you can hop on over to Patreon, and if you do decide to leave me a tip there, you will have access to my entire Patreon feed for the month that you've given that tip. And the default is that it does renew. So if you only want to give a tip like $1 one time, then just make sure that you go in and cancel it. You will still have access to my Patreon for the entire month, no matter how much you gave. Everybody gets the same content. And what I'm posting over there is real-time versions of my process videos. So if you're like that kind of thing, then it's probably worthwhile going over and checking it out. You can also follow me. Like if you don't want to give a tip right away, you can follow me on Patreon, and then you'll see how much I'm posting, and you can decide later. Some people might want to support me 1 month and then not for a couple months and then support me again. I'm fine with that. So there's no pressure at all. But what you get over there, besides those real-time process videos, is you also get access to a monthly or bi-monthly live stream. And recently we set up a Discord channel, is it called? A Discord server, I think it's called. And that allows us to chat with each other. And I've been having a really great time getting to know some of the people over on Patreon through Discord, which is basically like the old fashion chat rooms that we used to go to before social media became as popular as it is right now, and I really, really love it. The other thing that you get from supporting me over on Patreon is a little bit of behind the scenes snapshots into my creative process, and also a bit of a say in what I'm going to be covering and including in my YouTube channel. So I do encourage you to hop on over there and decide for yourself if it's something that you'd like to support me. If not, I totally get it. It's okay. There's no pressure at all. It's just something that's an option for you. If you're especially if you're into those real-time videos, that's probably the biggest amount of content that goes over there, is those real-time videos. And also people on my Patreon get early access to all of my videos, so they get them 3, 4, 5 days in advance of the rest of the world. So that's another thing that I say thank you to my patrons with. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that I covered today. And also, if you have any tips about that die that I can't get to work, let me know. I suspect it's just a dud. Take care and have a really great scrappy week.